and I gotta now go private again. Oh, I tell you what, this is doing
Are you
my
on
head in.
your tablet or are you on your? I don't know.
I'm on my phone, but I'm on my phone.
Is
The
it really
phone.
far away
I'm
from
on the phone that you give.
you? Is it really far away from you?
No, not really. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Just don't know why.
I'll bring it closer. So it's between my
Sorry?
legs. I'll bring it closer. Is that
Can you hear
better?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No
It is
problem
what
at
it is.
all.
I ain't changing it now. Can't be asked.
No, I'm not changing it now. I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as you can hear me perfect, that's all that matters.
I'm putting it on share button.
Yeah.
I'll just share now. Oh, let's get that down because don't need to know. Oh, get that off. So discard. I was put on there. Discard.
Don't know why that never come up then.
So how are you, bud? Fraser's
Sorry?
in. Steve's in.
Yeah.
How's your day been?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, very, very good.
Good man.
I've done
Good
my own
man.
thing all day, so it's been nice.
No, I've had a good day
It's always
training
better
today,
when you
actually.
do. Well, for me, it's always better when I do my own thing. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
works for me.
it works for
If I'm
you
in
big time.
control, it works. When I'm not in control, it doesn't work. It's the way it is.
Yeah, I get that, but I get that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad it's gone all right, but I'm glad it's going all right.
The way people work. Everyone works differently, don't they? You know what I mean?
First day back for MPs today, but
Oh yeah.
it's been a bit of a
I've been quite busy, so I've not seen any of that.
bit of a heated debate going on.
Sorry?
Bit of heated debates going on in the Houses of Commons today.
Yeah. How come I'm not seeing any comments on it then? It's live stream.
I don't know, but I'm gonna jump in there now. I'm just sharing at the moment, but so
Hello,
okay.
everyone. Yeah, I'm just waiting until it's all set up. We'll start.
Yeah, I'm just So Burley's in. Annie
I'm
Griffin.
No comments on the other one. I'm seeing comments on mine.
Annie Lynch.
I can't share it out any further because.
I just hope they don't block me tonight. They blocked me last time, didn't they? So, how are you, Dave? Anyway, how's your day been, son?
I'm good. Yeah, my day's been excellent, mate. As I say, I've done my own thing all day. Everything I've done has gone well, and yeah,
good.
Very good. I had some interesting conversations today. I was having a cup of tea.
Getting some good feedback today, mate. You know,
with regards to what?
Just everything. Saturday, we've had some good feedback on. There's a lot of people interested in coming, and I said, if you want to come along, just come along. We're going to be there. So you know,
it's not working.
It is what it is. But interesting the debates going on today in the Houses of Commons, where people they believe there'll be another cabinet reshuffle, and there's actually people shouting now about the government are trying to change the electrical bill, elections bill, and it's a power grab. So what they're saying is the Conservatives are trying to get rid of. Well, we already know that democracy's gone, but they're trying everything now to do a power grab. They got the online safety bill poses the greatest threat to the UK freedom of speech in living memory, say campaigners. Former electrical commissioner accuses Boris Johnson of undermining Britain's democracy. The watchdog is saying.
Well, it's not Boris Johnson doing it, is it?
No, it's not. It's what's behind him. And what they're saying is Boris Johnson
been undermined for years.
Plans to reform electoral
law
will undermine the independence of Britain's democracy, which it's already been undermined anyway, Dave, haven't it?
Well, we've had a two-party state for decades.
Yeah, we have. you know. And MPs are shouting out.
In my lifetime, in 60 years, there's been one kind of joint leadership, which was Thick Clegg.
Yeah.
And he played number 2 fiddle, didn't he? And
yeah,
he went into a bunker for 4 years and was never seen again.
Mate, Dominic Raab had a good hiding today, because he was when they called the Afghanistan committee in and they called everybody back. He was in Greece. He was in Greece on holidays.
Yeah, well, Dominic Raab's not part of it anymore, is he? Oh no.
Yeah, he's still a part of it at the moment, but they're asking for his resignation. Some MPs, they're shouting about him.
Who is Dominic Raab? Just enlighten me what his title is again.
Dominic Raab's title is, I think he's the foreign. Is he? He's something to do with foreign. Let me have a look. I'll tell you. No,
he's not. That's pretty fucking. Oh no, she's Home Secretary. She's pretty useless.
Yeah, he is. So he's Foreign Secretary.
I'm thinking Dominic Cummings. That's what was rattling in my head. Yeah. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Raab is
too many fucking Dominics. Yeah, he's the Foreign Secretary. Yeah. I've got it now. It's Raab was Dominic Cummings was rattling around in my fucking brain.
Yeah. So an MP, an SNP MP, is accusing Boris Johnson of rewarding incompetence in the cabinet office. So there's a lot of things coming up. Actually, they're talking about the education. There's a divide again. The GCSE results show private schools and state schools. You know, there's a big divide there again, and it's growing.
Well, there always will be.
Yeah, and there also now at this moment in time, there is rumblings of a lockdown fire break in October. So, you know, it seems to be they're still going. Mate, the working class are just being demolished at this moment in time.
Well, they're doing it all by themselves. They don't need any help from government.
No.
The working class are doing all the government's bidding for them. They have done for generations. For me, I noticed it since the just pre the miners' strike.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
That's when I noticed it. I've been involved. I've been interested in politics from the age of about 10, 11.
And it is quite. There's a study just been done in Aylesbury, and they reckon 8,000 families in Aylesbury will face heartless government universal credit cuts. Universal credit cuts are going to happen next month, unless he backtracks on it, which we've said he may backtrack on it.
It's going to get a lot worse than that. The universal credit. You're talking about a £20 cut, mate.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's nothing to what's coming.
But you know, we've talked about recession this year, and we're already in it. This is going to be even worse. The Joseph Rowntree Foundation, from the Rowntree family, all right, what they are saying is nationally, estimates suggest that 500,000 people, almost half of them children, will be forced into poverty. How many more have we got in poverty already?
Millions,
exactly. You know?
There's a whole demographic of them now, because the demographic of the United Kingdom, the social classes that we used to call it, has been changed to 7 different classes from originally 3.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in the last video, didn't we? You know,
I've looked at it even deeper now.
Yeah.
Because what's gonna happen now, at some point in time, within the very, very near future, your 2.2 million people that are on furlough, they're going to go on to a new scheme that's called no job seekers allowance. Yeah. They won't get their mortgages paid, because you don't get your mortgages paid when you go on proper benefits. I've looked into it further now. You don't get your first mortgage payment for 36 weeks. Yeah.
Fuck. No.
So anybody with a mortgage, and there's many people going out there at the moment upgrading their properties and taking on bigger mortgages because interest rates are still relatively cheap, although they're now pushing on the new No, there's a feedback come there. I don't know what you touched.
I've just pulled it out. It's my pen.
What pen?
The pen I've got on this pad thing. This thing.
All right.
I just tried to push it back in.
Yeah, just don't touch stuff, mate. It's a good idea. Anyway, so where was I? 2.2 million. Yeah, they you can't get mortgage payments until you're 36 weeks in from claiming benefits. That's the current rules. You'll obviously get, if you rent, you'll get your housing benefit.
Yeah.
Only a proportion of your rent, because that's capped now everywhere. And that's why so many people have moved out of London over the last 5, 6, 7 years to Birmingham and other such lovely places. There's nothing wrong with Birmingham. It's just not so nice if you come from London and you've got no family there or friends. So yeah, you lose all your network. Your kids have to build new networks, and that's going to come on board. More of that. So when all this financial crash does come, and it will come, just Sunak's trying to find a way around it because it's going to ruin his political career, obviously.
Well, Boris is on about national insurance going up by 1.23%.
No, that'll go up 3% or more. National insurance.
Yeah.
He might even squeeze a tax rise if he's brave enough.
But Dave, that doesn't affect the higher class.
No, of course not. Listen, debt equates for the higher classes. When you get into the higher classes, debt equates to profit.
Yeah.
Because all your debt's paid back on a fictitious figure at an exorbitant rate, and that's paid back by the working class in the main, predominantly.
Going back to what you just said about the mortgages, so that means people will default on their mortgages, and it'll be a buyer's market for the rich.
They're not. Yeah, of course they will. They'll all go back to the rental market at the moment is absolutely buoyant, and that's due to supply and demand, which is vastly outstripped, and that's only going to get more outstripped because of the amount of people coming into the country. Not that I have any qualms about people who want to come into the country. I don't. Look, it's not my business. It doesn't affect me personally or directly.
But David, let's talk about the weekend then. Now we went on to that subject. We went to the immigration protest and we stood back and observed again. And we're not part of any group. We just went to support and observe. And what we come up with the same again. The police are antagonising. More police than protesters. But can you remember them five? Can you remember them 5 Pakistani, the family of 5, and the kids were
yes, of course I do. They were frightened, scared stiff. Yeah, they wanted. Even the parents weren't too clever. But yeah, because they were worried of what was going on. When you got a load of people screaming and shouting to them in a foreign language as well, because English not being their first language.
And we escorted them in, and the police didn't escort them. The police weren't interested.
Of course they're not. The police have been used now as a tool, again, part of the working class, funny enough, to almost, their first goal, their first aim is to referee between the two divided working class parties. So you've got one working class party on one side, one working class party on the other side, being refereed or kept apart by a line of working class police officers or constables, whatever you want to call them.
Well, them police officers, 4 of them come up and apologised for the behaviour of that sergeant, which I thought was good, But that sergeant wanted it, mate. He wanted to rumble.
He's going to end up. Someone's going to. I would think he's probably fitted up plenty of people, and cause plenty of problems, so that people end up getting themselves into trouble. Where well, you nearly lost it a bit on Saturday with him. And I said to Clive, he ain't worth getting nicked for, which he isn't. And that's all he wanted. All he was looking for was trouble. I mean, his opening gambit to us when he came over to that wall, where we was watching to see if people come round and try and come round the back of everyone. His opening gambit, if you remember, was all I don't want to see. Bearing in mind there was about 8 or 9 of us. Some of them were big lumps, weren't they?
Yeah.
And he said all he doesn't want to see is any punches thrown. Now that thought was in his head, not in mine.
Yeah,
that wasn't even in the front of my mind. But it was obviously going on in his.
When you touched his hand, you'd have thought I'd just raped his mother. Yeah. Because the way he reacted to that was.
Yeah, because he's a retard. Yeah, he's a retard. He's looking for trouble. Any excuse.
Yeah. So we've seen it firsthand again, and we've seen the turnout horses as well.
Yeah. I've seen him at 3 different. I've seen that fellow at 3. I've seen him up by the Pen. I've seen him by Parliament Square, and I've seen him over by Southwark Bridge. I think it's Southwark.
It was the Extinction Rebellion he was on as well.
Yeah. Oh, he was there again looking for trouble.
Yeah, because we said
so. Either he's having really bad days at the 3 different locations I've seen him at, or he's just fucking got a bad attitude, and I think the latter is the case.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Ed. And even when the horses, because the Antifa come around us and they was trying to get us to go, and the copper said to us, "I'm not going to kettle you in. Don't worry. I could just come back to that group."
He wasn't either. He wasn't going to get a chance.
We said to him, "We're not going anywhere. We just sit here." And Antifa weren't shouting at us. Antifa was shouting at the horses and the police.
Yeah. What are those animals doing on animals?
Yeah, and that's what it was.
Words to that effect. Yeah.
Graham's just said something here. All right. I put it on the screen. I can't really see it. My eyes are gone. The public who never vote can bring the greatest change in Britain by using their vote. Well, Graham, this is where things are going wrong, because now Boris and his cronies behind Boris, they want to bring in a new electoral law where people have got to show their ID cards before they get a ballot paper. So me and Dave have been going on about cryptocurrency. Dave, I believe that wallet is going to come in, an ID, and your ID card and everything's going to be stuck.
Of course, it will. Everything will be on there. All your medical history, all criminal history, and you'll get with the new digital currency that all the countries are going to bring out. China's in front. And then China's never going to be caught up to now, not in a fucking million years, right?
Not a chance.
On the digital side of things. And what will happen is all that data will go in there. Every single person has a current credit history.
Yeah.
Up to, depending what sites you go on or which one you use to check your credit history out, it's up to around about the 700, 750 mark. Is your best A rating for an individual. That's anything below 500, and you'll struggle to get a mortgage. Or if you do manage to, at the current rate, if you do manage to get one, it'll be at exorbitant rates against someone who's on, say, like myself, 700 and a bit. So what will happen is there'll be 5. I can see it already because I've been involved in the financial markets, especially crypto. Well, crypto since it started, and you'll end up with 5 different grades. Yeah, anybody in 5 grade in grade 5, which will be the bottom end, will be classed as a problem and unemployable.
Yeah,
and you'll get fucking nothing.
Look, Graham's just. I didn't read the second part, right? And what Graham said, by voting for a party that will install a constitution which protects the people against the government. It's government. Yeah, but Graham, there's no party at this moment in time. It needs a restructure. look,
there's not a single party out there that will get any kind of mass vote.
No, and the civil servants are behind. The civil servants are behind the MPs.
Britain last, fucking, I don't know, vote for me, mum, whatever party you've got, and no one's going to suddenly switch to Anne-Marie Walters, Nigel Farage, or you can name all the other people. Their days been and gone.
Yeah,
and to get the majority out, what you've got to understand is the vast amount of people who don't vote never will vote, and they wouldn't vote, and those same people wouldn't vote if it was made law that you had to vote. They still wouldn't turn out.
They wouldn't. And
they're the same people who ignore debt collectors and everybody else.
Yeah, and somebody's just put up something there, Dave, about that letter.
Which letter?
That letter which was done the other day, the suicide letter. All right, yeah. Look, that's been mentioned in the House of Commons. An MP made a statement, and he's backtracked on his statement.
I don't know what it was.
Is that letter which came out, which triggered me last week?
Yeah, I know the letter, but I don't know what the MP said. Yeah.
No, the MP. What the MP come out with was. Let me have a look. Let's have a look what's going on with this system.
Yeah.
The system
I never saw it. I never saw it, so I can't comment. I can't comment on something I haven't seen or heard.
Well, there was a comment. What's going on with my computer? My one computer.
I don't know. You carry on doing that. I'll tell you. I'll tell you my view. This is only my view from a 60-year-old fucking self-educated retired businessman for 10 years now, just over. But anyway, I'm happy with my life. And if I didn't do another thing from today onwards, I'd just carry on living my life, doing my little wanderings around, doing my little live feeds when I feel like it. Go on the beach, go up and see my kids in London, go abroad when we can, which is now. I can go abroad without all the bollocks of PCR tests and fucking injections. You don't need all that. Anyway, the way I see it is that automation, has absolutely decimated the working class and jobs. Yeah, there are millions upon millions of unemployables. Yeah, and they'll be given a credit rating of 5 with the new system, and they'll never get a job in there ever. We don't need, at least today, we don't need 50% of the working class. Then they're obsolete. Mr. Tesco's and Mr. Sainsbury's and Mr. Waitrose and Mr. Lidl, have had their best 18 months in their histories of trading. And they've done that with a third of the staff.
Yeah.
If you owned one of those companies, would you bring all those staff back and lower your profits?
You wouldn't.
And that goes the same for people who own big office blocks and got now people working from home. Are you going to bring all those people back in, or are you going to get rid of those rents or mortgages that you've got on those businesses?
No.
Then I've looked at the taxi companies over the weekend and over the last few weeks, really. And you've got Uber, you've got Bolt, which are the two main players now in the do it on your phone job. And when those cars become atomic, not atomic, automic, driverless, which they will, within the next decade, you'll have atomic taxis. Your Bolt and your Uber, you'll call it, and you'll get a code, and you'll put in the code, and when the car pulls up, you'll put in the code, the door will open, you'll get in the car, and off you'll go to your destination that you chose, as you do now.
Yeah.
So that's all the taxi drivers fucking gone. That will also work with the people who are going on about, we've not got enough truck drivers, we've not got enough truck drivers, and the government's not overly fucking bothered about it. And that's because for the last 6 years now, they've been developing and testing extremely powerful GPS systems, that don't blank, that don't cut out, that don't drop signals in vehicles that they're driving around small towns and cities at the moment. And those will come online. So those vehicles then will be, you might have a safety person in there, and that'll be as much as it is.
Yeah.
And those vehicles will be running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. So
with a bloke on very small wages, because he'll just be somebody who's just piloting something on a touchscreen pad. They'll get there, it will get offloaded. You look at the biggest warehouses in the United Kingdom now, which are Amazon. There's no human beings in there, very few. It's all picked by hand, and it's all picked by machines. It's all put on the vehicle by machines, and eventually it'll all be delivered by machines.
So
the only thing that the working class hasn't grasped yet is that there's just over 75% of the planet is at least working class.
Yes. Yeah.
The rest of it, the other 25%, are either upper middle class or the higher echelon.
Yeah.
The super rich, super powerful.
Yeah.
What people haven't grasped yet is over the years, over the decades, especially in my lifetime, my eldest sister, Veronica, who's dead now, bless her, she went to university in 1969, which was unheard of from a poor working class background. My mum was a single mum then with 4 kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she had been since 64. So my eldest sister, Vonnie, who was very, very bright and excelled well at school, obviously, and retained knowledge, managed to get into university at Hull. And my youngest sister, Debbie, she went to uni in about 78, 79. And she did politics at Brighton Uni, which is more common as we got into the late 70s and in the 80s and now in the 90s. And now it's very, very common for the working class people to get into universities and to study to become doctors, lawyers, barristers, draftsmen, technicians, managers, CEOs, designers. So the working class now can do every single skill out there. We've got those skills at our fingertips and we use those skills. So we design stuff, we produce stuff, we ship it to the places where it gets sold. We actually sell it. The working class predominantly work in those places and manage them. And the working classes are predominantly the ones who buy it back and consume it. We're the biggest consumers on the planet. So although they don't need 50% of the working class actually don't need fucking anyone above them now.
No, they don't. And that's the problem we've got today. And
it's not a problem for us, it's a problem for the government, and that's the one they're fucking looking at, trust me.
But David, that's where we have the problem. Because Marcus Rashford?
What, the footballer? Marcus Rashford.
Yeah. He's come out today and he's asked everybody to write to their MPs because poverty and the food for children is getting worse. And I looked at it and I thought,
how much money is he sat on?
Exactly, David. Exactly.
Funny that all the ones who preach have got fucking millions upon millions in the bank.
Of money. Yeah. And that's the thing, Dave, but remember, MPs, we've already been told from an MP's mouth, they've got no power and they're not part of government. So what does that mean?
They're not. Right, the government, the ministers, like the Sunak's the mouthpiece for HMRC. That's all he is. He doesn't sit down there and fucking work that budget out. He knows as much about us working a budget out on profit and loss as anybody else who can do fucking fairly simple maths. They're big numbers, but it's fairly simple maths. But all that's worked out by people in HMRC, and he gets given a fucking stack of paper for his announcement on the budget and says, read that out.
Yeah. David, he's just actually talking. The civil servants do all the fucking calculations and everything like that.
Of course they do. When the Conservative government, or if the Conservative government get thrown out, of which Sunak will be, is the head of the Treasury, and we get a new head of Treasury in, wherever they are, whoever they are, they will only be working and be the head of the same department that was there before.
Yeah, and that's right.
That never changes, ever.
But look, we've put together
how many civil servants do you have getting the sack?
Dave, none of them will get the sack, mate. They get bonuses. Come on.
Of course I don't.
You know,
it's because that is a close. Back in the day, people might remember I think it was called the green card to get into acting. Yeah. You had closed shops. Yeah. And same as in the print game back in the day. In the print game, it was a closed shop game. The fucking civil service is definitely closed shop.
What you got to think of today, because of health and safety, you can't even just get a job anymore. You know, to get into construction, I've got friends who can't. They've been in management, construction management for years, and they can't get jobs now because they haven't got MVQ6, and they haven't got a CSCS card.
I remember when that CSCS card first came out. Yeah, I've actually got mine kicking around somewhere from back in the day when we was into development.
2002 they come in.
Yeah, I've got one that's like taped together in a million pieces.
Yeah,
and the brown one. Remember when they were brown?
The gold one. Anyway, the gold one.
Yeah, and I knew that was a scam the day it came out.
It's a money spinner.
It's a money spinner. That's all it is. And the thing is, with even Michael, who's level 3 qualified, and he started his own company six or 7 months ago now, and he has to reset his every so often. As you know, he did it just recently.
And Lisa's just put a cracker up there, mate. Yeah, look, Lisa's just put a cracker up. Mark Sedwill got a 250,000. That is goodbye handshake when he left. Where is he now? Working for the Rothschilds. Miliband was the same. One of the Miliband brothers. He went and worked in the United States.
My local head of council, West Sussex County Council, he got poached. He got poached from Croydon, and he got 160,000 golden hello. Yeah. He got 60,000 in relocation fees and never relocated. Still kept his house in Croydon. Of which that's a nice little bit of fucking bunch in the bank, isn't it? An extra 60 grand.
Yeah.
And he did 4.5 or 5 years, I think, and he got 230,000 bonus when he left.
So we're talking
about £500,000 quid.
David, we're talking about Operation Doorstep on the weekend. How many millionaires do you think, or how many wealthy families in that village?
There's 4,290 something people, I think. 4,200 odd people.
What do you think the percentage is?
I would think what wealthy there? What? 99.9%.
Yeah, I think
I would pretty much have a bet with anyone that if they could be bothered, that you remember we said, well, we're going to find that for the crack. I think we said it in jest almost. Let's go and find the local council house estate. Do you remember?
Yes.
And we were driving around the village and going up this lane and wrecking it all out. And we suddenly turned left. We went a bit wrong, didn't we? Coming back towards the park. But the road we went down on the right-hand side, I said, oh, look, there's your council house estate. It was a row of about 50 council houses and about 8 or 9 bungalows of what would have been back in the day social housing.
Yes.
I reckon you could knock on every one of those doors, and I bet not one of them hasn't been bought. Not one of them is social housing. I'll bet they've all been bought, and I bet not. I'll have another bet with anyone that wants to take it on. Yeah, that if you knock on all those doors, I bet not even 10% are people who originally bought.
No.
Because they will have moved and made money, and the next lot would have come in and moved and made money. Those houses there will be upwards towards $1 million.
Easy.
And they would have been bought back in the day in that area. I would have thought they'd have been released at somewhere around about the 40,000, 50,000 mark.
I think that is, and I've had phone calls today and people are saying, it's the way forward, it's the way you should do it. Can you hear me, Dave? Because somebody just phoned me.
I can hear you perfect. Yeah.
I can't hear you now because somebody's just phoned me.
Yeah, I'm going
to come in on another device.
I was going to go on my iPad. That's all right. I was going to go on my iPad, on my tablet. Oh, Apple.
Keep going, bud.
I was going to go on my. I was going to go on my tablet tonight just so that if someone rang the phone, it would fuck them up for a change. But there you go. I didn't. I came on the phone. So no doubt someone will ring me any minute. But yeah, Operation Doorstep is the way forward. And anybody who thinks it's not, then tell us what is. Because if you don't take it to their backyards, London, I can hear a feedback.
Wait there, I'm going to knock one out.
Yeah, you'll have to. So yeah, if you think something else is going to work, by all means say it. And if it looks like a goer, I'd get involved.
Can you hear me now, Dave?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah.
I can't believe somebody just phoned in, mate, and knocked me out.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? The more you say don't do it, the more people will, unfortunately. The only thing they won't do, those same people, is get off their fucking asses and actually do anything apart from fucking about.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see who comes out next weekend. This weekend coming, mate. You know, why do people not read and listen? Do not call between. I even put up a comment up today.
Listen, you could go around their houses and take their devices off them. They'll find a fucking call box that works.
Matt, it is what it is.
What it is. Yeah. Do you know where that comes from? It is what it is.
Go on, I don't know.
It was first put into word in 1949.
Right, flipping out.
There you go.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
but you know,
it's not that old, really.
No. So this weekend, look, just turn up. We'll be there. We'll be there. And we can go and knock on people's doors if you want, and we can do a bit of campaigning. But the main thing is,
see how many spare rooms they've got.
Exactly. The main thing is people turn up, and then we can sit down and we can talk about what we do next. But we need to get people to turn out. We need people to get off their asses and come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lovegrove. Yeah, Lovegrove, that's a cracker. Lisa Marie, Lovegrove's worked for the Deutsche Bank, went then the EU before civil servant. Yeah, that's what they all do, man. They're all from the banking dynasty.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
You know, and that's why we need to do something. But going to London doesn't do anything anymore. We said that months ago, Dave, didn't we?
A long time ago, yeah.
So you know,
it's a good rally. You know what I mean? It's always a good rally, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I never saw it, Alan. No, go on.
No.
Copy and paste it, Alan. Copy and paste it, son. Copy and paste.
I'm looking now, and is it the comments you it might be the comments he posted to me last night. By the way, don't forget tomorrow night with Alan Merritt. Alan, send up the link, son. Let's get the link shared. We're with Alan tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a good talk, you know.
Can I just ask you a question, Clive? I don't see this. I don't see the chat that you see, do I?
Yeah, you do. It's the same as what comes up on Facebook. I've just been checking.
Oh, right. Okay.
I wish I could afford.
I wish I could.
Wish I could have offered to pick people up any weekend, but this, you know.
Yeah, I know. Pauline offered to pick up Matey Boy.
My mother came up with a good one. You know, this weekend, if it goes great, all right, and we get a good turnout, then we do it around the country. But like my mother said, then you can put a crowdfunding page up for the people who can't come and see if you can get buses from certain areas and bus them in.
Ideally, you won't need to, because if it works, if the ideal route to go down is that eventually, sooner rather than later, it's done on your own doorstep.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
the pensioners did it back with the poll tax. They're the ones who got that changed at the end of the day, like it or not. It was done by pensioners. Unfortunately, 80% of those people, or probably more, are no longer with us.
No. And Look, Alan Merritt, wakeupuk.net. Please share it out there. He's just put the link up. I've put the link up as well on the screen. Please get that out there. We're on tomorrow evening. I think it's 7 o'clock. I'm not too sure. I've got to look at my phone actually, but my phone is over the other side of the room now. So yeah, and get it out there, please. Wake up.
I mean, we have got on Saturday, there are caravans coming, there's mobile homes coming, there's people who's already bought pop-up tents. It's only an overnight one, and if the weather continues in the vein it is, you won't need one. We'll be able to sit around a massive bonfire and burn their grass. No, we won't burn their grass.
Big bonfire. No, we could in the middle of the cricket field on the plastic.
Stick goes on the top as guy.
So and that's it really, because look,
the only reason it's been done is to rattle his, because Gove probably won't be there.
No.
Although he's got a gaff there, he probably won't be there, and it's to rattle his constituents, which they were rattled by two of us turning up at their fate. Little 5'8" Dave Swift and little wide Clive. You know what I
mean? Rattled weren't the word for it, Dave.
Rattled, mate. Oh, jeez, you'd have thought there was fucking 100 of us there. You know what I mean?
I tell you,
God knows what they're going to do if 100 of us turn up.
If 100 of us turn up, I tell you what.
Oh, Jesus Christ, they'll be fucking.
He will rattle.
Yeah, of course it would. They'll all be on the phone to the parish council. The parish council will be on to Gove. Gove will be on to his fucking mate Trevor or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
and that's how it'll go, because these major players, your Goves, your Ludgroves, your Sunaks, and all your major players have all told their constituency, don't worry, they'll always go to London, predominantly on a Saturday and Sunday when we're not there. Yeah, they'll never come into our constituencies, and you'll never be disturbed by them. So enjoy your lives. And keep voting for me.
Definitely.
You can change all that by turning up.
And there it is. Yeah, look.
And I had some fella the other day, Graham Pearson, I think it was Pearson or Parsons, something like that. He's not on my friends list, and he put a comment on a Telegram group, which is August the 28th, something on Telegram. It was to do with August the 28th. And he basically told me to leave the fucking groups alone, veterans groups, and stop trying to get them involved in your shit. And if you don't like it, fuck off. And what he was fucking going on about, I haven't got a fucking clue.
I think I had the same comments off somebody else. And tell me about Rolling Thunder.
It's nothing to do with groups.
Exactly.
We're not looking for groups. We're not trying to build a group. It's about individuals. It's about your own personal circumstances. And if you've got like-minded people turn up, or even unlike-minded people turn up, and you can sit around as working class people and have a discussion, maybe you can scratch their back and they'll scratch yours.
Right.
Only a fucking idea.
Right. I'm gonna bring this one up, Graham. The Gurkha protest is the only one in the past few years I've seen make a change through public pressure. Mate, it didn't make a massive change because they just
we'll see, won't we? Yeah. It's only started.
It's only started.
While we're on the Gurkhas, I've got a little thing to show people as the people are in.
Come on, next one.
In our little live.
Come on.
As you know, your mum got a call.
Yes,
Chris. Yeah. Your mum got Chris to phone me.
Yeah.
And I've known Chris for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he asked us on the Thursday, going back before the 8th, if he could come down and do that Giants. He did a poem called Giants.
Yeah.
And he read it out to the pair of us. Yeah. Over the phone. And what do you think of it? And both of us said it's very, very powerful, Chris.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to come to London, of which we funded that trip.
Yeah.
Because Chris is still in a bit of a bind. because he's had all his work cut, and he had to get from Redcar to London.
Yeah.
And even though we offered him accommodation,
He didn't
in a hotel on the Friday, he didn't want that. He wanted to do it as quickly and as cheaply as possible.
Yeah.
So we paid for his return ticket on the Saturday. And then Chris then said, after doing the poem, Dave, I would like the poem to go to the Gurkhas.
And he doesn't do that often.
No, I've never known Chris give a poem away, ever.
Yeah.
In fact, he's promised me 3 and I've never seen them. And fair play to the fella, you know what I mean? Because he's got boxes and boxes and boxes of the stuff.
Yeah.
So what me and Clive have done is we've had the poem for some time. Well, since the day it was read out at the Gurkhas on the 8th, the first Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's been with a pal of mine, Mark, who did my lovely dad's piece for me. My dad's memorial that he did for me in the big, lovely, beautiful box with his beer and his dominoes and his card from his funeral from last year. And he did my beautiful big sign up there that's got all my family and different kids and rah. So he said, I'll do this for you, Dave. And this is what he's done. I'm going to take my earplugs out. Yeah,
take your earplugs out. And this is brilliant because, you know, I didn't know to give it to in the community. I was asked for it so they could put it up on the pen, and there was no way I was going to give them documents to put up on a pen. All right, so there it is there. That's the poem. 4-page poem. Absolutely brilliant. Signed by Chris McGlade. And you can see, beautifully framed. Dave got it framed. And he's going to present that hopefully in the next couple of days to him. So look, we don't know where it's going to go. It's got to go into the Gurkhas community. Shouldn't go to just one person. Should go into the Gurkhas community, but whoever gets it, gets it. So I know that's going to him. You know, but we're nowhere near finished with the Gurkhas. We're nowhere near finished for the working class. And
so like you're the first folks to have the privilege, other than Chris. Obviously, I sent it to Chris.
Yeah.
I sent a picture of it to Chris, and I sent Chris. I've spoke to Chris, and I sent a picture to yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I've got a copy of that, and I'll get one done for you, and I'll have one done for myself, and we can stick it on our wall as a bit of a memento. I might even send one to the photographer. You never know.
Yeah, and you know, and look, the photographer, Dr. Stan.
A fucking doctor's photographer, whatever he is today.
Look, but like we said, this weekend, just turn up for yourself. If you want to turn up in a group, we got no problem with that. But what you got?
And that, I don't know what you said about that. Where that's going? Did you say?
No, I didn't. I haven't said much.
That's going to be the deal I struck with Chris. Is that me and Clive would look after his poem that he did, and we have.
Yeah.
And it's been framed, as you can see, and it's been done very, very well.
Yeah.
And that's going to be presented to the Gurkhas. I'm going to go up to London early doors on Thursday the 8th.
Yeah.
And that will be presented to the Gurkhas, and they can put it either in there. They've got a few places that they've got, and they can put it in there.
The 8th is Wednesday.
Eh?
The 8th is on Wednesday.
Oh, well, I'll go up a day early then. I'll go up on the 8th on Wednesday.
So
I won't be a day late. I won't go up on what I thought was the 8th, which is the 9th then.
Are you stopping in?
Just a minute. Yeah, I'll stop overnight.
Okay,
but I still feel it should be publishing these poems.
And look.
Your mum said so. I was reading it. Hang on.
Yeah, I still feel he should publish. He should be publishing those poems.
I'll have to, about having any further copies, I'd have to speak to Chris McGlade. I can't be promising work that isn't mine to other people, because that isn't right or fair or polite. So I wouldn't do that. No more, you fucking wankers, would I give out his number. That's to the ones who fucking did, you backward fucking half-wits.
And look, people phoned him, and you know,
wanted
and
to
he
get
actually,
on board.
he refused to speak to him, which was he phoned you and then phoned me and said, right, tell him.
Yeah, he had the fucking ump.
Yeah,
he
but
had the
David,
fucking ump. I'd have had the ump.
David, you know what they were doing? Because actually, I told you they were trying to get that poem to put on the pen. They wanted to put it on the pen.
What they wanted to do is they wanted to try and fucking sell it and pocket the fucking money. I know exactly what they were doing. Yeah, fucking good luck with that.
Yeah, and that's it, you know. So, and that's where we are. So, on the weekend, Operation Doorstep. If you want to come as a group, you can come as a group. If you want to come as individuals, come as individuals, because we are just there as individuals. Look, there's no hierarchy of control. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to play it by ear.
It's a new idea. It's not a new idea. It's an old idea because it was done the last time anything like this was started and done.
Yeah,
was done through the poll tax or for the poll tax. We got it stopped. Funny enough, things do get stopped if enough people get the fucking ump.
Yeah, you know exactly. I mean? So, and that's what we did. So, look, come and join us. And have a night out. Have a chicken.
Come join us now. Yeah. Come join us now.
Exactly. You know, we'll have our camp cots. I've ordered 2 camp cots for me and Dave. Because we don't
need them. We've got a mobile home and caravan.
I know we have, actually. That's even better. But I'll look, if it's not raining, I'll be out in the stars. So.
Yeah, I will. I won't be. I mean, fuck me. It's one night. I can miss a night's fucking. Well, you know me. I can miss 3 or 4 nights sleep.
Exactly. So, you know,
have a cup of nice fucking.
Hey, Jack Reacher! I'll bring some Jack Reacher along with me as well.
Yeah, actually. we could do some brews, couldn't we?
We could, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, have a nice cup of one shot, mate. You'll be up all fucking night and the next night.
I tell you what, we'd be well up for it. So, but that's where we are. We're pushing, continue to push, and we ask everybody on here to continue to push. If you can't get there because you've got health problems or you've got
your elbows itching. Yeah, your elbows itching.
Your elbows itching.
Yeah. Listen, if you can get to fucking Tesco's, you can get anywhere, in my opinion.
You said that yesterday.
Fuck me, mate. I remember that when I remember our platoon sergeant, like, you know, when in the morning you go out on parade.
Yeah.
First thing, like 7 O's, 8 O's after breakfast, whatever it is, whenever the parade's called, first parade. The only reason you couldn't turn up for parade is if you was fucking dead.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're ill enough to go fucking sick, if you're well enough to go sick, you're well enough to come on parade.
Definitely.
What, you can make it down to the fucking medics fucking centre, but you can't make it outside the front of your fucking door to stand still for fucking 5 minutes. You're fucking right. You can't argue with it, can you?
You can't argue it at all, Dave. You can't. So
I can make 1,000 metres, Sarge, but I can't get outside the fucking block and stand still.
David, I was Worthing. I was being back, but I was Steve.
Hang on.
Steve.
Fuck me! He turned up this afternoon, a little cunt. Sorry. I thought, because you know, Lee and my youngest, Bobby Joe. They've been here while I've been in London, which is fucking brilliant. But anyway, they were down here, and I thought fucking Lisa won't have much more of that fucking seagull giving it that at fucking 5 O's, 6 O's in the morning on the window, like it's fucking an emergency hammer trying to get through the glass. So she'll end up fucking eating it like I would. And I thought, she's fucking cracked it. Fuck, I'll never see him. Well, actually, I wouldn't have seen him last night because I got in at bang on midnight.
Right.
I got back here.
So,
and to get ready for what I had to do today and all that.
Yeah.
So I got this morning, fucking couldn't believe it. I was up double fucking early thinking, right, you little fucking shit. You're not waking me up on my first morning. I'm going to be ready to fucking sling grub at you, mate. The fucker never turned up. Fucking out all fucking night, all fucking day. I thought, we've cracked it. She's fucking give it the elbow. Because she was going mental, right? Because, you know, I've got these. I wouldn't mind. I ain't even got a fucking dog.
Dogs.
That's for Stephen. Yeah, because he likes these. I'll get a big handful. They're soft as well, so he can swallow them. You know what I mean? They'll seagull. And then in my wisdom, right? Because what I was doing, I was getting those little square fucking things because they're soft.
Yeah.
Right. The pigeons were coming over for them. Yeah, and of course they can't eat them. They're fucking way too big.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started breaking them up with my fingers. Right. It got to the point that when I was breaking them up with my fingers, I was spilling bits on my internal windowsill. And
man.
I was sat here doing some fucking work at the desk, and all of a sudden, the fucking pigeons in the fucking gaff on the internal windowsill, picking up the bits that I'd fucking dropped. So I thought, fuck this, and I started sweeping them up, and kept every time I've dropped. So anyway, I thought, fuck all this, breaking all bits up. What does he do? He can't help himself.
Oh, mate. So you've got to...
Yeah, and I've got my little scoop. They get a scoopful, right? Because I thought, say breaking it up and giving them something decent. I'll give them something decent. I'll give them some corn and with some wild bird seed in and all that. She went fucking mental. Because the first time when she first come down a week ago Thursday, I'll pick this up and I've spread it out on the sill outside.
Yeah.
And she's going, what are you doing, Dave? She said, surely the seagull doesn't eat fucking birdseed. I said, no, that's for the pigeons. She went, what? I said, that's for the fucking... I said, you know the pigeons that sit over the other side on the old on the old Debenhams windowsill? She went, yeah. I said, well, they come over for those big bits and I have to keep breaking them up. So instead of me breaking them up, using my head, I've bought some of this.
Do you know you remind me of?
You can fuck off, she said. I am not having fucking pigeons on this fucking windowsill, Dave. She said, get a bird hanger that hangs right out. So,
do you know what you remind me of? That woman in the park in New York, Home Alone, when she got all the pigeons on. Yeah. So when she see them jumping on the fucking actual sill. Yeah, and one of them she went, no. So, because at another gaff I had a bit further out of town, I had a fucking huge back garden on it. It was so big, we had those big fuck off family trampolines with the neck round. Yeah.
I had one of those in the garden and you couldn't see it. And I used to have a fox. I caught him once because a car hit him and broke his back leg. Yeah. Anyway, I used to feed him off of a fork.
Flipping heck.
Cat food, you know. I used to you can't feed him with
a little bit.
Oh, I'm mental with wild animals. So anyway, he come in the garden one day and he was laid on by a bush. And I could see his back leg all fucking got blood on it. I think, thought, I'm fucking getting hold of you. So I phoned a pal of mine up who worked for Wadars, Chris. Yeah. Which is a Worthing Wild Animal fucking people. Yeah. And I phoned him up. I phoned Chris up. I said, Chris, do us a favour, mate. Drop us down a fox trap. He went, why? I said, I've got a fox with a broken leg, mate. I need to catch the little fucker. It's an old one, old dog fox. Yeah. And I caught him. I stuck his food inside the fucking kennel. Inside the long trap, the fox trap, and in the morning he was in there. I took him up to the vets. Yeah, Grove Lodge, the most expensive vets in Worthing, if you don't mind, because my dogs were registered there. Yeah. And I come fucking walking in the fucking reception, boom, on the fucking counter. I said, it's got a broken leg, just fucking... They said, we'll have to put it down. I said, no. Don't put fucking nothing down. I said, strap his leg up, give him back to me. Put him to sleep, strap his leg up, give him back. I said, I'll look after him. I'll feed him until his leg's better. Yeah. It doesn't take them long, wild animals, 4 or 5 weeks. And
that's brilliant.
Yeah, and off he went, and he's still about now. Well, he won't be about now because that was 12 years ago now. But yeah, he was fucking happy as Larry. He couldn't fucking run as well as he used to, but he could still get about and jump over the big walls. Anyway,
I was Big Bob.
Oh, we went out for. He phoned me up this morning. He phoned me up yesterday, 2 times. He said, "Are you still in London, Dave?" I said, "Yeah, I'm in London." And I said, "I'll be back in the morning." And I phoned him up this morning. about 8:30.
Yeah.
And he said, "All right, me for breakfast." And we went and had breakfast. We never went to Bites. We went to no, we went to a pal of his has got quick snacks, proper cheap. And I had an egg and bacon. I had an egg banjo, egg and bacon.
Okay, so you didn't have the doorstop of black pudding.
No. You can't do that all the time, mate. Ain't good for you.
On that
I mean, like this evening, I did a steak with rice.
I've seen that cooking show.
Yeah, because what I'll do is I won't eat a lot now.
No.
Probably till Thursday, Wednesday even.
Wednesday.
I'm going to turn up Thursday, didn't you?
You're going to turn up Thursday. I know you are.
Yeah. No, I'll stick it in my diary.
You know. But Dave, on that note, 1 hour's gone, so it's time to go.
It's there. It's time to say goodbye.
Whoa, Alan Merrick. Whoa. We don't want to know.
I've got one of those big white one. Our guard cat. Yeah, you know? She's a big old fucking thing. She is massive.
But definitely, David. Just a quick one. Nigel's just put up. He's got where is it? There it is. Possibly 2 motorhomes.
Oh yeah.
You know, probably
keep them coming. We need as much gear as possible.
Definitely. Anyway, everybody, look, don't forget, tomorrow night, we're with Alan Merrick, all right? Look, come on, have a crack with us, all right?
To give you a quick rundown before you go, Clive,
Alan
Merrick is the chap who was at the courts at Holborn that I went to last week.
Yes.
With the young lady who was having, her 8-year-old, I think she is, 8 or 9. She's currently living in a caravan in Essex.
Bloody hell.
How the fuck they've come around to the daughter's in Essex, the other person lives in the fucking West Country, and the case is heard in Holborn. How the fuck they work that out, I don't know.
That's fucking, it is disgusting.
Fucking mental.
Look,
but Alan's background is that he was abused as a child. Yeah. He was separated from his siblings, and they've never met since. He was in Beach Home, children's home.
We need to get out.
It's very famous for the abuse it gave out to the children in their care.
We need to get Alan on actually to talk about.
But a lot of all Alan's paperwork has been the paperwork that he managed to get off of them, because he took him to court over it in his later years in life, and when they got found, when everything got proven, and a lot of his paperwork, even from when he was a kid, had all been retracted, and bits missing and paperwork missing, and if it wasn't missing, it had big fucking black marks all over.
Marks through it,
where people's names were omitted.
It's fucking. It's beyond a joke,
and it's still going on today. I mean, the child abuse within the care system today is fucking atrocious.
There's something in the paper today about a local councillor in Somerset, 39 charges, and he abused his power and authority as a councillor. Of course, he's going to plead not guilty.
And again, much like Saturday. Alan's do at the family court in Holborn. A couple of dozen people turned out.
It's the same faces all the time, Dave.
Fucking unbelievable. You see all this fucking stuff on the internet and people going on about this shouldn't be happening, that shouldn't be happening, this shouldn't be happening. Get off your arse and do something about it then, for fuck's sake.
We can talk one big thing I teach in the management course, I do lead by example.
Yeah.
If you're going to say
we are leading by example, we're fucking turning up week in and week out, fucking almost day in and day out.
Do you know what was embarrassing on the
weekend? It isn't because we got unlimited time or unlimited funds. It's because we make time and we find the funds.
And the big thing is what was embarrassing on the weekend? There was football lads there, and the football lads even said, fucking what an embarrassing
Where is everyone? Oh no.
Exactly. So, and that's where we are. So,
I'm going to have to go because I'm going to end up murdering someone.
Everybody, look after yourselves.
Yeah.
And those who can't, be there.
I love you all. And those who don't love me, I still love you, including the fucking haters, you fucking wankers.
Hey, coach time, coach time.